Hi, it's Elle. Welcome. I'm just going to wait a couple seconds to get started. And hello, Lori. I'm just going to wait a couple of seconds to get started. Thank you for joining me. I miss these live readings. Haven't done one in a while. We're going to run through the zodiac signs, starting with Capricorn, making our way through to Sagittarius this afternoon. Just start shuffling, but I'm so happy to be offering this live today. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm gonna post this in Instagram and on my YouTube channel so that you can rewatch it if anybody misses their sign. We're gonna get started with Capricorn, just a minute or two. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Hi, Melissa. Welcome. All right, let's get started. We're going to start with Capricorn and make our way through all the signs to see what messages we have for you today, for the weekend. What energy is coming up? Okay. Oh, that came out really quick for Capricorn. We've got the Queen of Swords appearing. So you might be sort of needing to communicate your truth this weekend. We also have the Six of Wands coming out. So that says to me, you might be best served by speaking your truth. There may be something you need to say. Some could be very transformative emotionally, could allow for sort of a breakthrough for you, Capricorn. You'll be best served this weekend by really being honest and sort of taking actions that are in alignment with your truth. Bottom of the deck is the Three of Cups in reverse. So that really tells me that there could be some relationships that really need some communication this weekend or right now. You know, this is your present energy really coming through, that there may be some transformation in friendships, in relationships. You might need to sort of watch how much of yourself you're sort of devoting to things without moderation, without a sense of moderation or balance. There may be something out of balance here for you, Capricorn. Yeah, there's the Star in reverse. So that really makes me feel like maybe you're still sort of healing from something. There may be something in your energy that is requiring you to sort of be a little bit patient with yourself. Hi, Luz, welcome. Nice to see you. And that you may need to sort of take care of yourself before you start sort of anything new. But it does feel like there is some communication that needs to happen within some relationships here for Capricorn. Let's get your second row here, Capricorn. Why is the Queen of Swords here? Oh, interesting. Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Swords is here because the Queen of Cups in reverse telling me that you're feeling triggered by something. And so best to communicate clearly in this case, instead of feeling like you're emotionally triggered and then maybe you say something that you didn't mean to say, or, you know, you put yourself in a situation where you're operating from a wounded perspective. You know, your feelings are hurt. Maybe there's some hurt feelings with some friendships here. Interesting, 6 and 7 of Wands coming out next to each other. So you could be looking over your shoulder at some people in your life and thinking, what are they thinking about me? You're feeling triggered by relationships, and someone may have hurt your feelings. Someone may have left you feeling exposed or wounded or vulnerable in some way that you weren't expecting, Capricorn. This is intriguing. Why is the Page of Cups here for Capricorn? Oh, there we go, 6 of Cups. So yeah, this is something from your past that may be coming back and sort of triggering you a little bit here. You may need some boundaries. You may need to establish some clear boundaries within relationships this week. Yeah, there's the 10 of Swords in reverse coming out on that 3 of Cups. So yeah, you didn't really see this coming. Someone surprised you. Someone surprised you, Capricorn, and you didn't see this coming. It might have been something that you thought, oh, that's the last thing that would ever happen with this individual. They would never do that. And then all of a sudden, here it is. So you may still be sort of healing from this dynamic and needing to sort of separate yourself, maybe stop turning your head and looking back to see what's going on. Just focus on moving forward, being clear in your communication. There's the Queen of Wands coming out in the upright. This is the energy you're being guided to embody this week. You've got 3 queens on the table, Capricorn: Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups, Queen of Rods. So you're really being guided to tap into your confidence, to speak your truth, and to not let your emotions lead you right now, because you're feeling triggered. You're feeling wounded by something that may have happened in a friendship that you didn't see coming, something from the past that you keep sort of looking back at in the rear view mirror. You're turning your head to see what's going on over there now. What are they doing now? Doesn't matter. It's in your past. You would best be served to move forward with something that you feel passionate about, something that feels like your truth. This is very intriguing, Capricorn. Bottom of the deck is the 3 of Wands. So this is really a time where you're being guided to sort of watch your own fortune come in instead of feeling so distracted by what other people are doing. And especially because something is really pushing on a wound right now, you're better served to sort of explore that on your own, because you may be triggered into saying something that you don't really mean, or something that it almost feels like you need to express yourself, but in a place where you're feeling confident and speaking your truth in a way that almost feels grounded instead of triggered. It's very interesting, Capricorn. You could be dealing with a lot of emotional stuff, a lot of baggage coming up from the past that needs to just be let go of. It's interesting. I wasn't going to do this, but I think I'm going to. I'll grab an oracle card for each sign to close out each reading, just to see what is the highest guidance here, considering what we're seeing here for Capricorn. What is the highest guidance here? What do they need to surrender or surrender to? Oh, interesting. You got a few cards coming out here. So you got to surrender your attachment to the outcome. Interesting. Surrender to your intuition. So you could be receiving some guidance through your intuition, and to surrender any fear you have about this. I kind of feel like that 7 of Wands is suggesting that you have a fear of missing out, that you're afraid you're going to be missing something if you move past this, if you heal this wound from the past. It's almost like there's a part of you constantly looking back to see if something has evolved or changed. It's almost like, feels a little obsessive, almost like this compulsive energy to look back at something that wounded you, but you're still hanging on to it, hoping maybe for things to happen in a different way. But see, we're seeing that you need to just sort of let go of that, surrender your fear, and tune into your intuition, because there could be something coming through, but you might need to quiet your mind in order to see it. It's interesting, Capricorn. Hi, Karen. Thank you all for joining me this morning. It's nice to see everybody joining in. Okay, Capricorn. So that's a pretty clear message for you, really needing to let go of something from the past and maybe check in with that intuition to see what messages are coming through for you. All right, so we'll move on now from Capricorn. We're moving on to... Let's move on. Let's run through them. How should we do this? Let's just run through the earth signs. Yeah, we'll move into Taurus next. Okay, Taurus. Let's see what messages we have for Taurus. Sun, moon, and rising. Taurus. What is the message for Taurus? There's that Page of Cups coming through in the reverse. Get your, oh, there's the first row right there. Very interesting. Okay, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay, Taurus, you've got to put your mind at rest about something. There is sort of this dynamic here where you're not working well with others this week. You might need to sort of shift your perspective towards, again, speaking your truth, but in a way where you're not isolating yourself from others. That's interesting. Look at that star card on the bottom of the deck. Very similar to Capricorn's reading here, in the sense that there is an opportunity for you to sort of overcome something, to transform something, transmute something with this Page of Cups, but you're going to have to put your mind at rest. You're going to have to bring stillness to that mind of yours so that you can feel what you need to do and say, especially when it comes to working with others. And I say that because we've got the Three of Pentacles in reverse here. So it's almost like you're having a difficult time working as a team. You're having a hard time collaborating with others. Taurus, you might be feeling like, I'll just do it myself kind of energy, like, wow, you know, if I want it done right, I'm going to have to do it myself. That's sort of what's coming through here. And I feel like you're being guided to sort of shift that, that frame, that mindset, and see if there is a way you can sort of rise to the occasion, but by including others. I feel like right now you're feeling like you may as well do it yourself. But that attitude doesn't seem to be moving you ahead. Let's see here. Your second row is very interesting. We see the Ten of Pentacles and the Tower coming out both in reverse. So there's something here that is sort of needing more reflection. There's the Hermit card on the bottom of the deck. So you're really needing to sort of reflect on something in a different way, because it almost seems like you're denying the truth. It's there. You see it. Queen of Swords energy says that, you know, you're seeking the truth on something, but it's almost like you've already jumped ahead and given yourself the truth. And you've said, well, the truth is I can't work with these people. This isn't working anymore for me. This Ten of Pentacles in reverse is really focusing on losses. So focusing on losses isn't serving you this week. Focusing on losses is not serving you this week. It's almost adding a delay to something. It's creating a resistance to something that is true, that even though it doesn't sort of fit with what you're expecting, it is the truth. That Ten of Pentacles is telling me that interesting. The Ten of Pentacles is telling me that you may be focused more on the material. You may be focused more on what you can see and what you can feel and what's right in front of you, instead of sort of the more spiritual aspects of things. You're really focused on the material. You could be looking for status with something, Taurus, and you're feeling like you can't collaborate with anybody right now. You might be comparing yourself to other people and finding that that's not giving you any positive energy, which is, you know, that's fair, because comparisons rarely lead to anything except sort of a confirmation of some kind of ego-based belief or some kind of limit-based belief. We're seeing the Lovers coming out here on the Queen of Swords. So that tells me there is something here that is bringing out a vulnerability. You're feeling like you want to be in balance. You may need to make a choice. There may be a decision that you have to make here, and it's almost like you see what the truth is about this choice, but you're denying it to yourself. This really could involve something to do with your family life, your home life, or your employment sort of scene. The scenery around the material world seems to be requiring some balance. Something unexpected might happen to shift the dynamic because it needs to be shifted. You are being guided to sort of be patient with this. So really exercising some patience and some trust that all will be well, and that everything is happening to get you to sort of see a truth that you may be denying. Well, there's the Page of Pentacles in reverse on the bottom of the deck for you, Taurus. So that's very interesting. It sort of makes me feel like you really need to be grounded this week. To be grounded and to see things as they appear. Like I said, like, you know, you might be focusing on the material as opposed to sort of grounding yourself. I can't help but think that there could be something happening within the finances for you. Again, missing something in the bigger picture and focusing solely on material gain and comparison to others and saying, well, how come it's not working for me? I need to do this on my own. This seems to be a time where you do need collaboration in a balanced way, and to sort of surrendering to the truth and to change. It's interesting. We're going to close our Taurus reading off. Let's see here. What is the best guidance for Taurus? What do they need to surrender or surrender to in order to make this happen? Oh, isn't that interesting? Surrender negative thinking. Yeah, I feel like there is some limited thinking going on here, and that refocusing things, putting that mind at rest so that you can really refocus your energy in a way that is more positive and affirming, as opposed to trying to control things in a way that feels limited, you know, and that feels like, well, I can't possibly rely on anyone else here. You know, this isn't happening. This isn't working. Really focusing on that is not serving you. You sort of being guided to ground here and to shift the thinking. That could be why the Queen of Swords and the Four of Swords is present in your reading. It feels like there's some negative thinking going on when it comes to the material world with resources, money, energy, time, what you do with your family life. Something within that realm could be, you know, shifting your mindset over into lack and loss and what's missing, instead of being grateful for everything that you do have. It's almost like a shift in the mindset is necessary for Taurus. No, haven't done Aquarius yet, Melissa. We're going to do Virgo and then jump into Aquarius. Thanks for the message, though. We'll get into Aquarius in a moment. All right, very interesting for you, Taurus. Surrender that negative thinking. I think that's going to serve you the best this week. All right, let's jump into Virgo. I feel like doing each element separately. So we just did Capricorn and Taurus. We're going to do Virgo and then head into the air signs. Okay, so Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What are the messages for Virgo at the present moment and for the weekend? What are the messages for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, Virgo? Ooh, Page of Rods coming out. Beautiful. Let's get the rest of your first row. Ooh, Chariot, Two of Wands. Okay, Virgo. Interesting. It's all Wands and Chariot. Bottom of the deck is the transformation, ultimate transformation here. Interesting. So we've got the Death card on the bottom of the deck for your first row here in your spread. Page of Wands, Chariot, Two of Wands, 10 of Wands, or 9 of Wands. So this is a really interesting new beginning for you right now, Virgo. I feel like you're starting off something brand new, and that it's full of opportunity for self-discovery, but it's going to lead you to a moment where you're going to have to make a decision about your direction. Okay, so that Page of Wands is saying to me, hey, we've got an opportunity for some self-discovery here. We can learn something new about ourselves by sort of embodying the dreamer, right? Like by being the dreamer, we're going to understand something new about ourselves, and it's going to help us level up. That Chariot there is saying to me, we have an opportunity to shift into a new timeline. We have some work to do in terms of willpower, because we're going to need some strong will to make this choice. Once we arrive at this Two of Wands, it's sort of a crossroads where you're going to have to decide which way you want to go with something. And it feels like you're really planning towards a future moment here. So something that you decide today is really going to impact something in the future. And I feel like that's really evident when I see the Death card here. Transformation is the name of the game here. You're taking steps today that are leading towards a future transformation. Something that's really going to teach you about yourself is coming up here for you. Now, this Nine of Wands is really sort of guiding me towards this this need to be resilient and determined, because this is sort of, you're starting something, but you're at the end of something at the same time. So as you are closing things out, you need to sort of have that will to push. This is your final push to get to this new beginning. I feel like it's going to be really transformative. Whatever it is in nature, it's guiding you to have willpower to keep going. So if you're, you know, have placements in Virgo and you're feeling like you can't possibly keep going, this is the moment. This is that moment, you know, like if you were in a race and you've got the last mile to go is the hardest because you've been running all day and you need to push through that right now. This is very interesting. Let's get your second row out here to see what the highest guidance is for you. Why is that Page of Rods here? Ooh, look at that. Emperor in reverse. Very interesting. Let's get your whole row out. Chariot. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. There's the Two of Cups landing on the Two of Wands. Very interesting connection there. And the Magician is coming out to guide you on that Nine of Wands, really reminding you that whatever you hold true is going to be what you experience. And so seeing that on the Nine of Wands is big confirmation for me to say that, you know, you've got to summon up that will in order to keep moving forward, because I feel like you could be at a choice point that is going to lead to something new in the realm of a relationship, a new beginning, you being a leader, you being a confident leader, maybe entrepreneur. When I see the Emperor followed by the Ace of Pentacles, I can't help but think that you could be taking steps today that could lead to a new venture in the future where you're the boss, where you're leading things. But right now, I feel like you're needing some self-care because it's almost like you don't trust yourself. You don't feel like there's a new beginning coming. But yet there is. I mean, I see it here, but it's going to depend on what you put out there right now and what's going on within. That's going to be critical when we see that Magician. Check this out. There's your ending, Ten of Swords. It's a big ending, and it might be a painful ending, which is why you need to have the will to keep going, the will to continue towards this new beginning. And it's almost like you're being guided to really believe in yourself right now and to trust that you've got this, that you've got this. We see Aries energy, we see Cancer energy here. It's very interesting what we're seeing. I feel like you may have recently gone through something that was difficult, to say the least, with that Ten of Swords. There's the Hierophant behind there. That's Taurus energy. Virgo, this had to happen. This had to happen because there's a new beginning, and it's almost like something had to end in a way that was painful to really get you to move away from it. You know, sometimes we experience these painful endings because we need that push, you know, we need that push to say, I got to move away from this. I got to move past this. I can't keep moving in this direction. I feel like you're at a fork in the road this week, but man, oh man, is it ever leading you towards something that's going to be really interesting, a really big new beginning. But you've got to shift that mindset away from being a little bit stubborn, a little mistrusting, sort of losing faith in yourself a little bit here, being a little bit defensive because of what you've just gone through. Granted, it's reasonable, but it's also creating a delay in this new beginning. You've got to shift out of here and into this new beginning, this beautiful young new beginning with that Page of Rods. Virgo, what's going on internally here? What's going on internally? I feel like this new beginning could lead to a new partnership. It could lead to a new partnership in love or in business. It will depend on what your focus is right now. Let's see here for Virgo. What is the highest guidance for Virgo at the present moment? What do they need to surrender or surrender to? Interesting. You've got two cards coming out here. Surrender to prayer and surrender to creativity. So this is very interesting. The surrender to prayer card says, give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from the heart, you will be heard throughout the universe, and answers and support will arrive. I feel like this is coming through clearly right now for you, because your mindset, whatever's happening in the unconscious, needs to be reframed in a way where you're letting your creativity shine. You have the Magician here, my friends, and the Chariot. You have an opportunity to shift times here. You have the opportunity to shift your energy, but that's got to happen within. That's got to happen on the inner level first. So the surrender to creativity here says, let your imagination soar. Stay open to all the creative ideas about how to pursue a dream or solve a problem. And I feel like that's very interesting guidance for you, considering what we're seeing here, Virgo, because, this could be a time where you're at the brink of letting something go. I had a glance at the bottom of the deck and I see surrender the drama, which feels like it resonates for this, because this 10 of Swords moment, that 9 of Wands, you're done with something here. Something is finished, and all that's left is for you to let it go, and to really let it go. To let it go where you're not defensive, you're not stubborn, you're not delaying a new beginning, and you're open to something new. Being open here to a new partnership, a new timeline. If this involved the end of something romantic, it feels like there is a new opportunity around the corner. It could be romantic, could be a partnership in business. It could also just be you understanding yourself on a deeper level. Very interesting, Virgo. We're going to leave it at that for you and move on into our air signs. Melissa, if you're still there, we are going to head into Aquarius now and see what messages we have for Aquarius. Sun, Moon, and Rising in the present moment now, and for the weekend. What is the guidance, the messages that we need to hear for Aquarius? Sun, Moon, and Rising. Aquarius. What's going on for my Aquarius friends? 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Aquarius, the focus. Where's your focus at this week? Hang on, let's get the first row out and then we'll look at it. Okay, Aquarius is going through it here. There's an ending here for you, Aquarius, one that you need to accept and let go. Could be difficult hanging on to old stories here. Yeah, there's the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so your first row is very interesting. Bottom of the deck is the 4 of Wands in reverse. So really needing to shift perspective to gratitude, to a more abundant mindset here. Aquarius, I feel like you're focusing, again, we've heard this message for some of the earth signs, sort of focusing on the material. And we get there in different timelines, different moments of our experience, we tend to focus overly on the material world. And when we focus on the material world, sometimes we can't help but focus on losses, focusing on what's missing, not seeing clearly that, sometimes things have to end for things to begin. You know what I mean? And seeing the Judgment card here for me tells me that even if it doesn't seem like it, you're actually receiving a blessing right now. And it could have been in the form of an ending. Okay? Now, these 3 of Sword moments are never easy. They're sort of this moment where we have to accept something that we don't want to accept. Usually in the form of an ending or a separation or a conflict. There's something here that has hurt you. You have hurt feelings. You've taken some communication or some action to heart, as you can see by the image, and it's become internalized. It's almost like we have an old story here, a wounded old story that needs healing because it's keeping you down. It's creating a dynamic where you're having a hard time being grateful. You're having a hard time having an inner celebration. You're not seeing this as a blessing. This like sort of row of cards almost is saying to me, you have a choice as to whether or not you want to continue to invest yourself in this old story where you feel rejected and at a loss, either with resources or with even a relationship. Could have been a very stable relationship that had to end. And it ended, and you might be like, but how is that good news? Because it's allowing you the opportunity to do something different. This Seven of Pentacles is a moment where it's like, where do you want to invest yourself? Where do you want to invest your time, your energy, your money, your resources, yourself? Where do you want to invest yourself? I feel like you're being guided away from something so that you can start something new, and also a shift in the mindset of, celebrating things that seem like a heartbreak, but always believing that you're sort of being guided towards something that's meant for you. And like I was saying for Virgo, I think it was Virgo, I was saying sometimes it seems like it just came out of nowhere and it was so painful, but those are the moments that sometimes can lead to new beginnings, right? Let's read your second row here. Why is that Ten of Pentacles here in reverse? Yeah, just like I said, there's the Chariot. This is a moment that seems like an ending, but it's actually allowing you to move into a direction that serves you. And I feel like there is a good news moment. Why is Judgment here? Thank you. Ooh. Yeah, Aquarius, look, this is you. This is the Star card, represents Aquarius. And this is your opportunity for healing and to do something authentic that really means something to you. This had to end. This had to end to free you up, Aquarius. This had to go. So you need to almost shift your mindset to think that, all is well. And it's always moving you towards a place that's resonating your energy. And I feel like you were in a situation that had to go. You were in a situation that needed to end. This conflict was really necessary. Let's clarify that Three of Swords with the King of Swords. Yeah, you have to shift your perspective. The King of Swords energy is one where we can shift our perspective, where we can look at our mindset and be adaptable and flexible and see where we need to make adjustments. Maybe you're thinking too much in terms of limits. You might have a very limited perspective about things and not really able to see that this ending is leading to you being free to do something that's really authentic and something that's really meant for you. I can't help but say that when I see the Chariot and the Star card. We need strong motivation here, strong will, strong connection to what serves you. There's the Hermit. Yeah. This is a time where the inner reflection on what's going on here needs to be to sort of ask yourself the question, what did this experience teach me about myself? Don't worry about whoever else was involved in this. This is about you looking into the mirror, who is that other individual, right? This is a very reflective universe that we live in. So every interaction we have is a moment for us to sort of reflect on who we are and what is this teaching me about myself, my boundaries, my limits, what feels authentic to me, my perspective, my will. You know what I mean? This is a very interesting spread here for you, Aquarius. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. It's the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So again, I can't remember which earth sign received that message, but seeing that card really makes me think that you're at a time here where you may be struggling to trust others because of what happened. You've got two threes. You've got the Three of Swords and the Three of Pentacles, both in reverse. So not only are you having a difficult time pushing your own agenda and trusting yourself, but there may have been this clash between you and someone else that was completely necessary to get you to see that, this may be a time where you have to consciously collaborate with those that are in alignment with you. And you may not have been in that dynamic. You have maybe we're in a dynamic that was out of alignment here. And somehow you're not accepting this. You're not accepting this loss. There is a need for you to sort of release grief and release sadness and sort of start to reopen your heart to others again, and especially to yourself. Really reopening yourself to others, because that Judgment card, I can't help but look at it and think this had to happen. This really was a necessary ending, which is sort of the message you get with that Three of Swords. And the Judgment card really says to me, you're going to get, this is karmic. Like, this had to happen. This is going to lead to an awakening for you. And I feel like the Hermit is here for you to take the time to understand that this is actually leading towards you being able to really understand your motivations clearly and to sort of unapologetically be yourself, you know, and to shine as bright as possible. This is a self-realization moment. And I feel like that conflict or ending or separation had to happen so that you could be here right now experiencing this awakening. You might even find redemption for yourself here. This is going to shift. This could be the story that you know, you look back at and be like, I'm so grateful that happened. You know what I mean? Aquarius. Okay. To close Aquarius's reading, what does Aquarius need to surrender or surrender to? Surrender stubbornness. Very interesting. Difficult for Aquarius. You're very much... Aquarius is a fixed air sign, so you've got some tendencies towards rigid thinking already. You know what I mean? Sometimes that really serves you, but we're seeing the King of Swords here as well. And King of Swords, I mean, that is Aquarius energy. You've got the Star and the King of Swords, which is Aquarius, both here. You may have been dealing with a Cancer or a Virgo. You're needing to release some of that stubborn energy so that you can fully step into this moment and really lean into it. It says here, if you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with others and yourself. Very interesting, Aquarius. I feel like this needs to shift, and it's going to start with you. You're going to be the one that shifts this energy with your mind and your will. And then this openness through the Hermit by sort of doing that self-exploration to understand what is transformative about this. What is this teaching me about myself? Very interesting reading for you, Aquarius. Let's close off this reading and jump into Gemini. Gemini. What is the energy around Gemini? Sun, Moon, and Rising. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Gemini. There's the Two of Cups, Gemini. I love that for you. Two of Cups is Cancer energy. You might be dealing with a Cancer. You might be focused on relationships right now. There's the Four of Pentacles. It's Capricorn energy. It's in the reverse. Let's get the rest of your cards out for your first row. That's too many. And we'll see what's going on in the present moment here for you, Gemini. Ace of Swords, mindset, and a Five of Wands. There's some egos, conflict of egos. Three of Cups. Very, very... Oh, you're so welcome, Melissa. I hope it was helpful. Let's see here. Gemini. Wow. So you've got the Two and the Three of Cups showing up with the Four of Pentacles and the Five. Look at that. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have got something going on here for sure, Gemini. Something within the realm of relationships. Something with friendships or an intimate relationship where there's a whole lot of conflict. There is a whole lot of egos here that are not in alignment. And this is very, very interesting. This really makes me think that you're having a moment where you're in conflict, and it's the beginning. This is a new sort of, and it's creating a new conflict for you with that Ace of Swords that may be requiring you to release some limiting beliefs. I feel like you're being challenged right now. Seeing that Ace of Swords, you're being challenged to have a new idea. This could be something that's creating like an aha moment for you. That Four of Pentacles in reverse tells me that you're really afraid to let go of something. But you may need to, because it's not serving you to keep these conflicts around. And the Five of Wands is an interesting time, but like if we can step away from conflict, it almost creates this new timeline right away. By walking away, you know, by not needing to be right, by being able to sort of look around and be like, there is no point in arguing anymore in this relationship or this friendship. There is no point for me to stay and argue. I need to let go, even though I'm sort of afraid to let go. You may need to let go of needing to be right. You may need to let go of these relationships as they stand right now. May not serve you to be involved in this ego dynamic, because it's actually bringing up your need to release things that don't serve you. You know what I mean? And this could be happening in a romantic relationship, a new one that just sort of started, or it could be with some friends. Three of Cups. You might also be sort of being guided away from one relationship, and you're seeing the Three of Cups maybe because you're needing the support of some friends right now. Because right now, all that you're finding around you when it comes to this relationship is conflict, and it's not going anywhere. It's not serving you. So you're guided towards this Ace of Swords maybe to have a realization that I need to be around supportive people right now. I need my soul tribe. I need to be around people that are going to support me, because I'm not feeling terribly supported in this relationship anymore. You know what I mean? It just seems like it's conflict after conflict, and it's not helping anything. These conflicts are just, it's almost like people waiting for their turn to talk instead of listening, you know, and the aha moment for you could be, I gotta let this go and trust that there will be relationships that come in that are in balance with me. Really interesting. Let's see what the second row of your reading will reveal to us for Gemini. Why is the Two of Cups here? Oh, we got two cards for that. We got the Four of Wands in reverse and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So, you know, that's clear to me as a reader. That says this relationship is not giving you inner joy. You don't feel good in this relationship. You don't feel like you're grateful for this relationship. You don't feel like you're actually nurturing yourself in this relationship. The energy around this relationship is not serving you. Bottom of the deck as I glance down is the Three of Swords. So yeah, something here is really not feeling great. This is almost a wake-up call here for someone listening, Gemini. There's the Hierophant saying, what is the truth when it comes to this relationship? For some of you, this could be a marriage. You might be in a marriage or a new relationship, a new level of commitment that is showing you that this is out of balance. This Hierophant is also here to show you that something's coming through your divine connection. There is something here. You are seeking something about this. I feel like you've been asking your higher self. You've been maybe praying about this situation. You might be looking into even a counselor or a lawyer or someone in a traditional, conventional role that may be able to help you sort this out. Very interesting. Let's get the other two cards here. Ace of Swords being clarified by the Three of Wands, but in reverse. Very intriguing. Three of Wands is typically a time where we're watching our ships come in, but I feel like you need a new beginning. Interesting as I say the sentence, there's the Fool. You need a new beginning. This is not getting you anywhere, but lowering your vibe. This is causing you to stop caring about yourself. You're not nourishing yourself. You're not feeling inner joy. What are you hanging on to, my love? Gemini, this is, you got to let go. Look, bottom of the deck is the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. This is no longer serving you. And I'm tempted to sort of like, it feels like it never served you. I'm sorry, but I feel like you've outgrown a relationship and you need a new start. You need to feel confident. I can't help but think for some of you, this could involve literally walking away from a marriage. You don't feel like you can look eye to eye with this individual anymore, it seems, Gemini. Whoever I'm reading for right now is stuck in a relationship and they got to free themselves. That Three of Wands is telling me that you don't see a future here. You don't see a future here. You see lack, you see loss. You don't see a future here. And there's a lot of fear coming up around this. When you think about walking away, you feel a lot of fear, but you're really being guided to trust yourself and to take a leap of faith towards something new in the realm of a relationship. That don't these are general readings, but I feel like this is very specific for somebody. So don't force it if it's not resonating for you, Gemini. But this really feels like someone knows. Like if you're in a happy relationship, this is not your reading. But if you are like, yeah, I know deep down inside that's messages for me, then this is for you, This is a time where you already know what I'm talking about. Let's see here for Gemini. What do they need to surrender or surrender to? Surrender or surrender to for Gemini. Let's see here. Yeah, surrender your belief in scarcity. Limits and scarcity are the name of this Four of Pentacles here. You might be hanging on to this relationship because you're like, well, it's better than being alone. No, it's not better than being alone because we're never actually alone. But I know that feeling. This card is saying here, the universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks from your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. This is coming through very interesting. Focusing on loss and lack is not getting you anywhere. You got to get grounded in gratitude here and shift away from things that feel like they're draining you. And I say that also because you got surrender to the wonder and awe card here. Open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in your life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow. And I feel like that's what the Ace of Swords is here for you. The Ace of Swords is drawing you towards an aha moment, Gemini, so that you can shift out of this scarcity mindset, the lack mentality, and to see that you actually live in an abundant universe that's infinite. So if this isn't serving you, that could be life's way of saying this isn't for you. And that doesn't mean you're going to be alone and you're going to be at a loss, maybe even financially. You're feeling like you got to stay put because you can't be at a loss financially. But that in and of itself is a very limited belief, right? So this is intriguing. Gemini, I feel like you're being guided towards a new beginning, and that you've got to let go of some of these negative thoughts. I just looked at the bottom of the deck and saw surrender negative thinking. So these beliefs in this limited mindset, the scarcity mindset, it's not serving you. If you're in a relationship that feels like it's bringing you down and creating a dynamic where you don't feel the need to even focus on self-care anymore, like you're drifting into a land that you don't need to go to. This is a wake-up call to say you need a new beginning. New beginning, Gemini. Interesting. Okay, Gemini. Thank you so much for those messages. Let's move on to Libra, our last air sign. Libra, sun, moon, and rising. Libra, and then we'll move into the water signs. Libra, sun, moon, and rising. What are the messages that we have for Libra in the present moment and for this weekend? Oh, you got that Ace of Swords, Libra. Oh my goodness, and an Ace of Cups. Love it. And this one's flipped. Ooh. Oh my goodness, Libra. I love Libra's readings. They're always so deep. Okay, bottom of the deck on your first row is Temperance in reverse. Libra, what's going on? You've got Temperance in reverse, you've got Strength in reverse, and you've got the Death card in reverse with 2 aces. Like three major arcana and 2 aces is very intriguing, Libra. Hi, Luz. This is wonderful. Thank you so much. Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. Thank you for joining me. I'm so happy you're here. Ace of Swords in reverse, my friends. Okay, Ace of Swords in reverse. You got to get out of your head, Libra. And I know that's hard. You're a cardinal air sign. You live in your head. But this, you are stuck. This is a stuck. And we really need to open our hearts here. You're being like, you can't mistake these when they come out next to each other. Okay? You're stuck in your head and you really need to be in your heart space. There's a transformation happening in your life right now that you're not participating in because you have a lack of confidence in yourself and you've run out of patience. This is clear as day. For anybody who reads cards out there, you would agree, I think. This Ace of Swords is really a moment where you're on the brink of clarity, but you can't experience that clarity because you're overanalyzing things. You're stuck in your head and you got to get into that heart space and start feeling again. I know that's hard for Libra because in your mind, you're in your mind. Like that's where the answers are to you, right? Ace of Cups is really pointing towards this opening of the heart space and developing sort of this idea that you can awaken your heart through joy and through creativity and through newfound emotions that are seated in love and hope and abundance. I mean, something has got you spinning in your mind over and over again, looking at things, but not looking at them from a new perspective, right? Just looking at them from the same perspective. And that's creating a stuck energy. Your reading is guiding me to say that when things happen in our lives, we often have 3 options. We can accept them, we can try and change them, or we can walk away from them, right? And oftentimes, if this is something outside of your control, you've only got 2 options, because you can't change something that's outside of your control. So you either have to accept it by shifting your perspective, or you walk away from it by maybe transforming and believing that you can overcome obstacles outside of this situation. Do you know what I mean, Libra? It's really interesting. And seeing the Temperance card in reverse tells me that you're in a space right now where you've gone over this over and over and over again, but it's oil and water. This is a situation outside of your control that you can't change it. It is as it is. You have 2 choices. You walk away or you accept it. Bottom line. Sorry to be so blunt, but this is what's coming through for you. And it's killing your confidence. It is killing your confidence, and you're totally blocked by fear and self-doubt right now. We really need to shift these self-destructive beliefs. There is transformation here, Libra. It's here. This could involve a Scorpio. This could involve a Sagittarius. This could involve a Leo. It might not involve any of those signs, but those are sort of the energies present here for you. Let's get your second row. Why is the Ace of Swords in reverse? What's the Ace of... Ooh. Well, again, here's another Libra card. You got your Justice card here and the 3 of Cups. So the Ace of Swords is here and in reverse because you feel like you need to find some virtue in a situation that feels like really not fair. It's almost like you need to focus more on bringing balance to something that feels like it's terribly out of balance right now. And sorry, I'm distracted because there we go. All the little tassels just came off of my prayer necklace, which is interesting. That could be a cue here that you need to pray. You may need to pray on this. Seeing the 3 of Cups in reverse again is a card of excess, like you're not moderating here. And we saw the Temperance card in reverse on the bottom of the deck. So that also says you need moderation here. I think, again, you're focused way too much on one way of thinking, and it's not serving you to do that. It's just not serving you. Perhaps we're seeing the Three of Cups because this involves a relationship that you need to see the value of, and you're not right now. You're focused on what's going wrong in the relationship and how it's sort of creating this dynamic where you don't feel like confident about things. And really, maybe you need to readjust your perspective so that it's in balance with what's good about the relationship, right? Like maybe you're not seeing what's good, you're only focusing on what's bad. Sometimes seeing the Three of Cups in reverse could also suggest that there's been so much miscommunication that someone needs to make up. Like you need to make up with someone. Maybe a reconciliation is necessary because there's been so much miscommunication. You might be feeling left out, or that you're not being valued here. You might need to make amends with someone, or someone might need to be making amends with you. Now, it's very interesting because we haven't even pulled the rest of that row out yet, but I can't help but think that looking at things from a fresh perspective is why we're seeing that Ace of Cups. Maybe that transformation is necessary because you're not feeling like you can be completely vulnerable with someone right now. Seeing the Knight of Cups in reverse to me is a signal that we're hiding our true feelings. We're masking our intentions. We're not wanting to be vulnerable emotionally because we're afraid to get hurt. And that could be delaying things for you a bit here. There's that Page coming through on the Death card. You have an opportunity for something here through this transformative energy. And it's almost like you've just got to shift things to go for it. Oops. There's the Lovers coming out, just fell on the floor. The Lovers card is coming out with the Ten of Wands in reverse and the Hermit in reverse. You got 3 cards coming out to explain to us where your confidence has gone. And on the bottom of the deck, we see the Queen of Swords, which is Libra energy, but it's in reverse. You've got a lot of interesting cards here, my friend. My dear Libra, you've got Justice, you've got the Queen of Swords. This is definitely a reading for Libra about a relationship that is sort of feeling like a burden. You feel burdened by this relationship. It is in dire need of transformation. You've got to find a way to either sort of see this relationship differently or just walk away from it, to acknowledge that you may need to walk away from it. You're being guided to be this Page of Wands here, which is very youthful. This is a dreamer. I always think of the Page of Rods as sort of being the same energy as the Fool card, where you're really being guided to be that dreamer again, to really just pursue what makes you feel bliss and joy, and to release your burdens, and to acknowledge when you need a fresh start away from something. The Hermit says to me that when it's in reverse, that you're just hiding out. You're isolating, not to gain any sort of wisdom or knowledge, but literally to avoid something. And I think it's this person. There is a relationship that you are avoiding here, Libra, because it's bringing you down. And seeing the Queen of Swords in reverse, I mean, my goodness, the Queen of Swords in reverse can be super sharp and a little bit cold sometimes when it comes to emotion, a little bit aloof. But seeing the Knight of Cups tells me that that's because you don't want to get hurt. You know, that's why you're feeling this way. Maybe because you don't want to be hurt by somebody. You don't want to feel like they can hurt you. So you wear this tough mask with your words and your emotions so that it's almost like, well, they're never going to hurt me again. But you're still here. You haven't released this yet. It's very interesting. Let's see what Libra needs to surrender or surrender to in order to sort of shift into a new space emotionally and mentally for Libra. Ooh, got a bunch of cards here. We see We see surrender to joy. Absolutely. I feel like I just said that. Surrender to your full power. So bringing that confidence back. Look at that image when you see the strength card. Let me just grab it here. It's the same, except one is in reverse and one is signaling you to sort of feel more empowered. This is disempowered. This is empowered. Very beautiful messages here coming through very clearly here for Libra. You've got surrender procrastination, surrender to joy, and surrender to your full power. You might be procrastinating like this card suggested, the Hermit. You're just hiding out. And it says here, now is the time to jump on your goal instead of putting it off. Take action and attract success. Don't just hide. Don't play it small because you're afraid to get hurt. This is very interesting. Surrender to your full power says life is calling for you and to step into your full power rather than playing it small. I feel like I just said that. And surrendering to your joy. A key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling even. During both the hard and the easy times, keep surrendering to more joy. And I feel like you feel almost a lack of joy right now, and that you're hiding out and you don't believe in yourself. You need to believe in yourself more than ever right now, because you're slowly shifting into this tiny space that you're sitting in where you're hiding because you don't want to get hurt. You're not speaking your truth because you feel like nothing is fair right now. There feels like a burden that you're carrying, and for what reason? For what reason? Hello, hi, I see you there, Reiki with me. How are you? Thank you so much for joining me. This is very interesting, Libra. You've got a shift here. You have an opportunity. This is happening to make you uncomfortable so that you will shift. Sometimes the universe has to make us uncomfortable, and then it's up to you what you do with that uncomfort. I feel like you're just sitting in the uncomfort instead of transforming it into something else. Do you know what I mean? This is a very interesting time for you, Libra. Please hear this message. Oh, I miss you too. Can't wait to see you when you get back. Thank you, Luz, for those beautiful hearts too. Okay, Libra, thank you for those messages. Now let's shift into our water signs. We're going to start with Cancer. Normally I would start with Pisces, but I'm going to start for Cancer because of a dear friend watching right now. Okay, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's see what messages we have for Cancer. Let's see what messages we're holding here for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For Cancer, what are the messages? Oh, there's the Chariot. That's your card, but it's in reverse. And your Ace of Wands is in reverse. Let me get the whole row out first. But this is definitely Cancer's reading. First card out is Cancer energy, but it's in reverse. Five of Pentacles in reverse. That's one card I don't mind seeing in reverse. Okay. Oh my goodness, that's too many. Let's see. Ooh, bottom of the deck is the Ten of Cups. So that's wonderful to see. Yay. Okay, so let's have a look here. Right now, Cancer, we need will. Right now, you need your will to be super strong. Where is the focus right now for you? Are you focusing on what's missing or what you're grateful for? Are you anticipating losses, or are you celebrating the abundance of all the blessings around you? I'm asking you these questions because of this Ace of Rods and this Five of Pentacles. Plus, you've got this King of Rods in reverse here, which is interesting because, I mean, that tells me you might not be feeling terribly confident about something around you right now. That King of Wands in reverse can really be a time where we need to be more compassionate and maybe a little bit less assertive with our... Okay, here's the thing. The King of Rods is very passionate and assertive. in reverse, it suggests that our passions have turned into explosive emotions, okay? And that, oh, I'm just looking here. No. Nellie, you're so funny. But this is interesting. This is a time where your perspective is one where you're saying thumbs down, right? And you might be a little bit explosive emotionally when really you're actually turning your losses around and things are really, really good. This is interesting in the midst of these other cards because it's almost like you're anticipating loss and you're like preparing for how to react to it, and it hasn't even happened yet. It hasn't even happened yet. And it might not happen, but you're at a place right now, Cancer, where it feels like seeing the Chariot in reverse. That says to me that you're anticipating things that you don't desire. So it's almost like you're lacking energetic focus right now. You're needing to say to yourself, I gotta shift how I'm looking at things. I've got to shift how I'm looking at things and to really, I just saw your message here, Nellie. Oh my goodness. Okay, we'll talk offline. I need to know more about that. But this is a time where, yes, things are okay, but we don't see them as okay. We're saying no to the universe with this Ace of Wands in reverse. It's like we're saying no to the universe and we're focusing on losses when actually, like I was saying, the Five of Pentacles is a card I like to see in reverse because it says that your losses have turned around, that you're no longer in a state where you're left out in the cold, that you're actually turning things around for yourself. But why don't you see it? Let's see. Don't forget, we got the Ten of Pentacles on the bottom. I'm going to reshuffle here to get your next row, but I feel like you're vibrating at a place where you're low. You're needing to focus your energy on positive affirmations right now. Okay? Positive affirmations are necessary, not explosive emotions that are rash and coming from a place of low vibes. There's the King of Pentacles. Yeah, you need to be more confident, my loves. My Cancer loves here, you need to be more confident with what's happening here and to focus on the abundance around you and the riches. King of Pentacles says you're highly prosperous, highly abundant, and highly manifestive. The King of Pentacles is King Midas. You can call in what's in your subconscious at any time here. And I feel like that's an interesting message because it's coming on that Chariot in reverse. Yeah, you're overthinking, overanalyzing, and terrified of outcomes that have not happened. They haven't happened. You're worried about things that you're imagining will happen. But man, oh man, do you ever have the blindfold on? Like you don't want to face some of these things, but it's almost like, well, then why are you thinking about them? That's what I'm guided to ask you. Like, why are we focusing so much on what could go wrong? What if it goes right? Do you know what I mean? What's going on here? My two Cancer friends watching right now. What is happening here? The three of us need to sit down and chat maybe. That'd be fun. Let's do it. Okay, now we're getting to the truth. The Five of Pentacles is being clarified here by the Six of Cups and the Eight of Wands. So you've got some past baggage that needs to get dealt with. Past baggage, okay? This has got to go. You know what I mean? Like, there's something that started very innocently in the past, but it's almost like something is moving quickly in a positive direction, but I can't help but feel like your inner child is like denying this and saying, no, it's going to be awful. It's not going to work out. Everything is going to go in the direction that I fear it's going to go. You've got two eights here. One telling you that your intuition is guiding you towards a very positive outcome. And yet this other one saying, but I'm terrified of negative outcomes because my inner child doesn't feel grounded and secure in this. you know, whatever this is. It's going to be different for whoever's listening, but this is very intriguing, Cancer. This is really a time to focus on what's going right and to always trust that no matter what's happening, it's happening to teach you something about yourself and maybe to help you to surrender some of these limiting beliefs. Let's see, final card on that King of Rods. That's Leo energy, is the Page of Swords. Yeah, so this is very interesting, seeing the Page of Swords here, because that says we need a new attitude. We need a new mindset. We really do. And there's the Hermit in reverse. I just talked about this because you could be hiding out instead of really trying to understand. Sorry, I'm just reading this message here. Yeah, I think we should, me, you, and Luz should have a little chat, maybe. That might be fun. Or one-on-one. I love you both. You guys, like, this is a time to pay attention to this dynamic because, man, oh man, this is a life lesson. This is something trying to teach you something. And I feel like it's going to require a new mindset when I see that Page of Swords. Like, this is time for a new attitude about something, to really shift into a new timeline here, to learn and expand through opportunities that are happening right now. This is happening to teach you something profound. Really, really, this is a big moment for you. Let's see here for Cancer. What do you need to surrender or surrender to? What do you need to surrender, or surrender to in order to sort of like achieve this new mindset and to release these limiting beliefs from the past that maybe are signaling an inner child wound here when I see that Six of Cups? Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay, oh my goodness, so much coming out here for you. I think we're going to take them all. So, first one out. Surrender to divine timing and a belief of divine timing. This is what I was just saying. This is all happening for a reason, to teach you something about yourself. It says here, sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. I feel like trusting the flow is the main message here for you. And to trust the timing of that flow without sort of being trapped by the ego's limited beliefs. Surrender your ego. Cultivate gratitude, be of service to others, and come from the heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. I feel like we're seeing this because you've got that inner child wound that is right now sort of having an opportunity for healing. But it's tricky because it's bringing up some pain, and it's bringing up feelings. Oh, wow, it's 111 in Lebanon right now. Interesting. Interesting. Surrender to your intuition. Look at that. Can you see how that's the same? I mean, to me, it couldn't be clearer that your intuition is trying to signal you to let go of something that your ego is hanging on to. Okay? And sometimes our ego hangs on to those inner child wounds because it's protecting you. It's trying to protect you, but really you're needing to sort of free yourself from that. It says here, tune into your inner voice. Be aware of any gut feelings, flashes, knowings, aha moments that are coming through to guide you. This is a big transformative moment here for you, Cancer. The last two cards you got here is surrender comparisons with other people. So if you're doing any of that, this is your signal to sort of be aware of it and to curb it if you can, right? Keep your eyes trained on yourself. Focus on your own strengths, your attractiveness, and your power. And you're also being guided to surrender to the natural beauty of this beautiful world we live in. So the natural world here. Take a break. Spend some time in nature. This is your cue to ground. For my Cancer friends out there, you've got to ground yourself, maybe by spending some time out in nature. You know, visit a body of water, go for a walk in a forest, find a mountain to climb, sit outside and let the sun and the wind heal you. You know what I mean? Like ground you and heal anything that feels like it's coming from your ego. And I think it's very interesting, the mix of cards you've got here, because you have an opportunity to shift your mindset in a very profound way. And I feel like it's going to be a major shift in your timeline. Yeah, very interesting. Cancer, sending you so much love and light. Luz and Nelly, I can't wait to connect with you one-on-one, or the three of us could meet in a group chat. Okay, I'm going to move on. We're going to move on to Pisces now. Thank you so much for those messages for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's see what messages we have for Pisces. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising, Pisces. Oh, Pisces. Okay, we've got the Two of Wands. Oh, there's something behind that. It's the Chariot again, in reverse. Again. Interesting. The water signs are having a tough time, but it's really teaching you so much. Final card in this row for Pisces, thank you, is the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups. That's Cancer energy. And we've got the Five of, I always say that. We've got the Hierophant here in reverse on the bottom of the deck. Okay, so let's have a look here. Again, we're sort of vibing in a low frequency right now, Pisces. You've got a decision to make that's coming up. It may come through to you in a conversation. And I say that because of this Five of Swords. Good night, Mimi. We'll see you later, Mimi. Nelly, I called you Mimi because of Reiki with me. Let's chat soon. Absolutely. Let's chat soon. Oh, can't wait to see you and connect. Can't wait. Okay, so Pisces, you've got this Five of Swords sitting here, which tells me there's going to be a conversation that's not really going to feel like a victory for anybody. Good night. I just saw the good night from Luz too. Luz, don't go to bed yet. We've got this Five of Swords. Okay, so there's a conversation here that could be not very much of a victory for anybody. But it is going to create a moment where you're going to have to make a choice. We got the Seven of Cups here. So I feel like you're going to have to make a choice based on this conversation. And you might be feeling it already, Pisces. You might be feeling a bit low in terms of your energy needing to be focused. You're not focused right now. You're all over the map. And as a result, you're having a hard time making this decision. This conversation's not going to be very much help, but I feel like you're going to have to make a choice after you have this conversation. But that you could be feeling already that there is a need to shift from one path to another. But again, because your energy is not focused and you're not really tuning into your divine connection, you might need to pray on this. This might be a time where you need to actually articulate through prayer, and that may focus your energy. Sometimes when the Chariot's in reverse, I feel like saying, if you don't have a vision, then you are lost, and you might end up going backwards because you're not sure where to go next. And so it's very important to sort of always have this vision in our mind that we're not really attached to the outcome, but we have a goal that we envision ourselves in a certain, energy level and or a certain experience or a certain opportunity, again, without being terribly attached to the outcome, but sort of vibing at a level where we are focused, where our energy does have a directional focus, because otherwise there's this weirdo energy that can drag us back into the past. You know what I mean? And it's interesting to see the Hierophant in reverse. Always makes me think that it's really a time where we need to find that harmony, to find the self-love, to understand that sometimes our way of thinking is so outdated that we have to connect with spirit to be able to be grounded again and to find our unique essence, right? Like This is interesting. It's very similar to what was coming through for Cancer. This need to be grounded and to realize that sometimes you might be presented with something and it's not that you have to choose it. You can choose something else. You might need to choose to walk away from something that just feels like there's no winning. It's always bringing you down, Pisces. So why choose it over and over again? This is intriguing. Let's see your second row, Pisces. Let's see the second row for Pisces. Ace of Cups. Yeah, you're looking for a new beginning. I feel like going backwards would be the worst idea for you right now, Pisces. This is time for a new beginning in love, opening your heart to something new, not just these same old options, not this defeated moment where it's like you feel almost like you have to comply. You don't. You could go a new way. You could go a way that shifts your energy into a focused vision. You know what I mean? Doesn't have to be the same old story again. You might need some support as you're on this crossroads. You might need to connect with some friends and support. You know, you need that support. You've got the Seven of Wands here. Again, confirming don't go backwards. Don't even turn your head for fear of missing out. You're not missing out on anything. This is a moment where you've got to take a stand. I feel like saying you've got to take a stand and do what serves you. Do what serves you right now. Pisces, we are seeing here the Emperor with the Eight of Pentacles in reverse coming out on that 7. So it's like you need to be the leader here. You need to be your own leader. You need to sort of take charge of things in a way that allows you the freedom and the flexibility to do what resonates with you. That Eight of Pentacles in reverse is sort of a reminder to you that if you're looking for shortcuts, if you're looking for sort of an easy way to move around this situation, I don't think that's going to serve you. I feel like you need to be direct when I see the Emperor. I feel like you need to be confident, direct, and to be a leader. You almost need to take the initiative here to choose something that is not a shortcut, but something that really resonates with you. You might be tempted to take this shortcut because you sort of want to move on from this, but it almost feels like taking a shortcut is the result of being burnt out. And so if you're feeling burnt out, you need more self-care, not a shortcut. And I feel like that's why the Ace of Cups is here. Bottom of the deck is the Ace of Pentacles. Man, oh man, there is a really big new beginning here waiting for you. And it's coming right from the universe. Like this is a hand appearing with an opportunity for you. And as I was holding the deck, I saw the Lovers. Something that's in balance with you is coming through, but you've got to stand up for yourself in order for this to actually move in. I feel you've got to not look for shortcuts. You've got to face this head on and say, I'm not choosing anything that has to do with this. I'm only choosing what's in alignment with me and what resonates with my energy and what resonates for my highest, my best and highest outcome. You don't have to choose something that comes back from the past. Just because it came back from the past doesn't mean that means you have to choose it. Sometimes not choosing it is exactly what we need to do. Okay, Pisces, let's see what you need to surrender or surrender to. I've got one card, but I feel like there's another one here. There it is. Okay, so the first card that came out is surrender your low self-esteem. This has to go. The message here says you deserve success, love, and abundance. Repeat after me. I deserve success, love, and abundance. No wonder we're seeing the Chariot in reverse. No wonder. You deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention. Focus your energy to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. That's what I was talking about when I said, like, your energy is not focused right now. You've got this low self-esteem. You need a new, fresh beginning here. Now, let's keep that there. The other card you got here is surrender the habit of people-pleasing. okay? It says here, speak your needs and be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. Pisces, you know, I've got, my moon is in Pisces, so this resonates for me too. This is very important for us to hear right now. We need this message more than anything right now, because we could be delaying a new beginning in love and a new beginning in sort of an opportunity, an experience that could be very prosperous for us. We need to sort of reconnect with our support team so that we can confidently and really intentionally focus on what works for us. And repeat after me one more time. I deserve success, love, and abundance. I release any remnants of low self-esteem. And you're setting your intentions here. Very interesting, Pisces. Wow. Oh, thank you for those messages for Pisces. Now, let's move on to Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Our final water sign before we jump into the fire signs. Okay, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What are the messages Scorpio needs to hear most right now, in the present moment? Food for thought for the weekend. Ooh, Scorpio, you've got the Ace of Pentacles and the 7. Is there anything behind that? Yep. There's the Tower hiding behind that 7, as always. 7 of Swords can be a time where we're living in a land of illusions and we're lying to ourselves and we feel paranoid, and this energy where we're not really connecting to our own truth. And there's the Tower coming in to shift that energy. There's the 5 of Swords, Scorpio. Oh, and a 3 of Swords on the bottom of the deck. Scorpio, what's going on here? You are heading into a Tower moment that is bringing in a new opportunity for you, but it's almost like you've got to stop lying to yourself about something. There was a moment here that I see in the 7, the 5, and the 3 of Swords where you have to just see it for what it is. Because I feel like you're denying it to yourself. You're making up some kind of fiction in your mind about what this meant. But what this was a necessary conflict. This had to go. This was a time where something may have happened in a situation that felt very defeating. And it hurt you on a personal level. It hurt your heart. It hurt you in the sense of it may have even brought your self-esteem down a couple of notches here. And you haven't really been able to accept this situation as it stands. But there is a new beginning here for you if you can do that. And it's interesting. Seeing the Tower in reverse is a time where, man, oh man, you know, I see it in my mind where you're trying to put something together that just keeps falling apart. You're refusing change. You're fighting against it. You're avoiding something. You're in denial, Scorpio. You are in the heights of denial, because you've also got that 7 of Swords sitting there, which is really a time where we're lying to ourselves. We're needing a new honest perspective. There could have been some secrets here that are coming to light. But I just feel like at the end of the day, you're holding back. You're holding back. And it's like the need to be vulnerable is necessary. You almost need to step into the full light of something and say, I accept this. I accept it. I'm not saying you have to understand it today. You might not understand it for some time, but it is time to accept it. It's time to accept this loss, this separation, this conflict, this moment of defeat that you're lying to yourself about. It must have been something that was so devastating that you feel you just can't accept it as it is. Again, you don't have to understand it, but you do have to accept it. Let's see what this Ace of Pentacles is bringing in here for Scorpio. You have an opportunity to really, really change things. Yeah, Knight of Cups. You got to get vulnerable. Don't be afraid here. Whenever I see the Knight of Cups coming in reverse, I always feel like saying, take the mask off. Who cares if people know you're hurt? That's okay. It's very human to acknowledge when we feel hurt and vulnerable. And so much of the narrative in mass consciousness says that being vulnerable is a weakness, that showing your feelings is, no, don't do it, hide, be strong, never let them see you cry. You know what? You can be as vulnerable as you want. You know, this is not a narrative that we have to accept, that vulnerability is a weakness. I don't think vulnerability is a weakness at all. Personally, I think that it takes incredible strength to be vulnerable, and that it's a shortcut to wear a mask. You know what I mean? Sometimes we have to wear the mask to learn the value of being vulnerable, and it helps us to sort of acknowledge truth, acknowledging change, acknowledging things we're afraid of. Let's see, why is the Tower here in reverse? Yeah, because we're hiding out. You're hiding out here, Scorpio. You're not taking in whatever this experience was designed to teach you. You're hiding from it, and you're in denial. That's the key of your reading. You're in denial of something that you need to get to a place where you can accept it. Again, I'm not saying you have to understand it fully right now, but I feel like the first step is to accept it. The first step here for you is to accept it. And to not lie to yourself about it. Maybe you feel shame, maybe you feel guilt, maybe you feel regret and remorse, but that's okay. That's okay. Those can be very healing emotions once we release them, right? And we say that we accept this situation for what it is. Let's shuffle. I got a whole bunch of cards fell out. Let's shuffle here. Why is the Seven of Swords here? Okay, the Seven of Swords is here. Very interesting. Seven of Swords is here because this involved a relationship that went tits up. Okay, pardon the expression, but that's exactly what happened here. And now that it's gone tits up, you're unable to reconcile this. You've got opposing forces sort of, again, creating that element of denial. And there's a brand new beginning here. You've just got to choose it, Scorpio. You've got a brand new beginning here, but will you take the leap of faith and the risk to choose it? It's here. We saw it in the Ace of Cups. The only thing preventing it or delaying it is your sort of hiding out, that you don't want to be vulnerable. You don't want to take a leap of faith. You don't want to take a risk. Hi, Marianne. Welcome. We're on Scorpio right now. This is interesting, Scorpio. You've got to acknowledge this situation for what it was. It showed you the truth about something, and you've got to make a decision now based on that, even if it feels scary, even if you're not sure what lies ahead. Embrace the mystery, my friend. Embrace the mystery. You're being guided to step out of denial here. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Couldn't be a better card. Four of Wands. Love this. This is inner joy. This is inner celebration. This is really shifting your energy towards acceptance and inner peace. And then, man, oh man, I feel like you're going to get a big fat reward. This sometimes is my card for marriage. Not that that's the ultimate reward, but it might be something that someone out there is seeking. A real connection here. It's stepping through a gateway. As you can see, this Four of Wands is creating almost like a moment of 11:11, right? Where you're sort of stepping through a gateway. You're moving through a portal of a new beginning here. You got to let whatever this is go. Accept it and let it go so you can move on. Let's see here for Scorpio. What does Scorpio need to surrender or surrender to? Surrender or surrender to? Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's see. Scorpio. Oh, I love that. Let's see if you have any other cards coming out. Okay, one flipped over. All right, so Scorpio, the first card that came out for you is surrender to your soul's path. What this says to me. Oh, perfect. Yeah, Sagittarius can be next. Absolutely. I'm moving into fire signs next. Just hang in there, Marianne. Surrender to your soul's path, Scorpio, is saying to me, that's exactly what this opportunity is freeing you from, so that you can move into something that's in high alignment with your soul's path. It says here, your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment, because everything is conspiring to support you right now. Everything. So that's very interesting. Surrender the drama. Intriguing as well. No matter how emotionally charged the situation, remain calm. Don't contribute to the drama. Stay centered. That will help you resolve this issue more clearly. Yes. Surrendering the drama and also stepping outside of sort of denying that this is what it is. I feel like accepting it is important, and surrendering your negative thinking. You have control over your thoughts. When negative thoughts surface, say thank you for sharing and quickly refocus on a positive affirmation. This is a moment where I feel like you've got to stop seeing this as a loss. Okay? This is not a loss. This is pushing you towards something that's on your soul's path. That's why you've got this Ace of Pentacles. That's why there's this desire here to move into a place where you choose yourself and you surrender the drama, you surrender the negative thinking, and you say to yourself, if this isn't working out, then it wasn't for me. Thank you for moving me away from it. Scorpio, it's fascinating. You know, this is the bottom of the deck for you. Surrender to the wonder and awe. This card always makes me remember that everything happening to us is not, it's not as it appears on the surface. There is something deeper at work here, moving you towards something that you are in high alignment for. And right now, I feel like by surrendering to the wonder and awe and the magic of this infinitely abundant universe, you will be connected to the flow that you need to be connected to. And that right now, hiding out isn't serving you. The universe is going to keep making you uncomfortable to draw you out. You know, it's not going to let you just stay hiding and denial. You're going to keep getting more uncomfortable until you say, enough is enough. I'm going to shift. You know what I mean? Very interesting. Okay, thank you for those messages for Scorpio. Okay, let's move into fire signs, and we'll start with Sagittarius because Marianne is here. Oops, let's start with Sagittarius, and then we'll do Aries and Leo. Okay, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What are the messages and guidance for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising? What does Sagittarius need to hear most at this time for food for thought for this weekend? Oh boy, okay, we're getting into it. Eight of Swords. Let's get the first row out. Ooh, Four of Wands in reverse, okay. Two more cards for Sag for this row. Ooh, Ten of Cups, love that. And the Lovers. Oh, Sagittarius, what's going on? We got the Hierophant in reverse on the bottom of the deck. Okay, so for your first row here, Sagittarius, I'm just going to take a sip of my coffee. Starting here with this Eight of Swords. You're overthinking something and it's bringing you down fast. This is sort of something that's happening at a time where it's almost like you're being guided to see how this doesn't serve you. I can't help but feel, Sagittarius, that if you were able to sort of turn your brain off, turn off that mind that's going through all of the worst case scenarios. This is your worst case scenario focus, is bringing you down. And I feel like if you can shift that focus towards something that brings you to inner peace and gratitude, holy moly, are you going to experience some abundance and some really high vibes here. Something is around the corner. Something involving significant emotional fulfillment and balance and harmony, where you can be authentic and grounded and vulnerable and connect on a deep level with somebody here. This is undeniable, seeing these two cards together. But what's got to go? in order for that to come into place, we see the Hierophant in reverse, which says to me, you've got to reject some outdated ways of thinking and believing. And here it is, right? You gotta step away from this overthinking and over focusing on something you're afraid will happen. Because, you know, whatever it is that we hold true in our subconscious, that's the prescription of the glasses we're wearing, okay? And so whatever you're focused on here is going to impact you in terms of your experience. And I feel like this reading is suggesting to us right now that by overthinking, you're actually keeping yourself in an old story from the past, or there's this feeling of helplessness that is saying to you, you're not free to choose a path of healing. And you are. You're always free to choose a path of healing. Always. But right now, it's almost like you're stuck believing what you see in as this old story repeating itself. And man, it's got to go. It's got to go. You got to replace this old story with one that says, I'm so grateful to be in the present moment, because in the present moment, I am free to choose something healing, something that's in alignment with me. I can reject outdated storylines whenever I choose. Do you know what I mean? It's very interesting. It's very interesting, Sagittarius. You're really being guided to go where you feel like authentic. And that you can surrender this past story, these old storylines. And old storylines, just like for food for thought, that doesn't mean it just happened 2 weeks ago or a year ago. This could have been something that got embedded in your way of thinking when you were a child, or maybe even from a past life. Like if you believe in that kind of stuff, you may have come this lifetime to heal this and to let it go. Because man, 10 of Cups and the Lovers together, that's an amazing combination. I have so much I could say, but I want to pull out your second row. Let's pull out the second row. What is the Eight of Swords here to teach us? I think it's to let go. Yeah, you got to let go of these negative beliefs that everything is not going to work out. This is victim mentality at its highest. This is us giving the universe a big thumbs down, saying no. And by saying no, we're saying a mouthful. Bottom of the deck is the Nine of Cups, but in reverse. So by saying no, we're denying ourselves emotional fulfillment. You got to shift this, Sag. You've got a shift to make here, and it's going to make a huge difference. It starts with gratitude. And it starts with acknowledging that you're free in the present moment to shift to whatever you want. And there's the world. Yeah. You got to bring closure to something. You got to put a loop on something. This loop needs to be closed. And it's time to step into an authentic place, a truly authentic place. Let's get your other two cards out. 10 of Cups is here. Yeah, there's the Star card. And the Lovers is here. Two of Wands. You've got a choice to make. You're at a crossroads here. Bottom of the deck is the 10 of Wands, which is begging you to set down your burdens. Set those burdens down. Release this past story that's keeping you feeling like a victim. You've got to let it go. And I don't say that lightly. I don't say that lightly because, you know, the past stories that can keep us feeling like a victim can be very traumatizing storylines, and I get that. But in the present moment, you need healing. That's what this Star card is saying to me. And it's in reverse because it's almost like you've lost you've lost faith in the idea that you could possibly heal from this. You know, it's almost like you feel like that's it. This is written all over my energy and I can't do a hot thing about it, but you can. You're the only person that can free yourself from this. And that World card is saying to me, that's the last card in the Major Arcana, and it's saying to me that it's time to sort of feel whole. It's time to reclaim your energy from that old story and feel whole and complete again. Hi, Sarah. I already did Scorpio, but it was amazing. This will be up on YouTube and in my Instagram TV section. You got to hear the Scorpio reading. So back to Sagittarius. It's time to accept this gift of completion. And that's how you've got to look at it. You got to see it as a gift, and that it's helping you complete a cycle so that you can move into this 10 of Cups energy and this Lover's energy where you feel in balance and whole and authentic and in balance. I know I said that twice, but that's what needs to happen here. That Two of Wands that we see there in reverse says to me that you need to release this fear of the next step and release again this past story. And how far back in the past it goes could be childhood, it could be past life, it could have been last week. It's in the past. Okay, no problem, Sarah. It'll be available very soon. You'll get to see it. You've got to set your burdens down here. This is an opportunity for you to sort of stop feeling worried and to see this as an opportunity of alignment. This Eight of Swords, man, I know you're feeling the worry and the fear and the stuck vibes, but you can free yourself from that by staying in the present moment and making choices that feel like they're in alignment with you. Okay, Sag, let's see here. What do you need to surrender or surrender to? For my Sagittarius friends, what do you need to surrender or surrender to? By the way, that 10 of Wands is Sagittarius energy. And notice that it's in reverse. You got to get that turned around. Lay down anything that feels like a burden and start choosing things that feel like they're in alignment with you. Okay, those wanted to come out. All of that flipped over. Let's see. Okay, first card that came out for you is surrender the idea that you can fix someone else. Okay, interesting. Sagittarius, it's time for a relationship to shift. It doesn't work to try to fix someone. Each person must be accountable for their own healing. I feel like you're getting this card for a couple of reasons. First of all, this last message that you're accountable for your own healing. Okay, that's important. Oh, it's 444 right now. That's funny, Sarah. Oh, I can't wait for you to listen to the Scorpio reading. We'll have to chat after. But Sag, this is a time where not only are you being guided to see that you have to heal yourself, but that you can't heal anyone else. That's the only person that you can heal. You can only fix yourself. We can guide each other towards moments of healing, but ultimately, even anybody claiming to be a healer, they are just bringing the energy to you. But ultimately, it's you that has to take the step. It's you that has to do that healing. Next card says surrender stress. Take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension that you've built up in your body. Exactly. There's so much tension and stress around you here. It's guiding you to come back to your center. Surrender to spirit. Absolutely. Once you've done everything, you had the Hierophant. Remember that. Once you've done everything you can to achieve your goal, turn the situation over to the divine and let spirit work its magic for you. I feel like all you need to do is let go of this old story here and your need to be right, which is very interesting. Give others the gift of letting them be right. Be yielding, not rigid. This will help resolve conflicts and improve relationships. This could be a time where you just, you don't have to argue with anybody. You don't have to fix them. You don't have to. That's on them. If someone believes they're right, you don't have to prove them wrong. I saw surrender the drama on the bottom of the deck. That could be why. You don't have to get involved in anyone else's drama. You just focus on yourself and surrendering any outdated beliefs you're holding about yourself. Letting go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from your past. Totally. That's exactly what your reading's about. Then you can soar on your own power in your life. Totally. Sagittarius, this has been very, very illuminating reading. I can't help but think it's really about you letting go of something from the past that feels like a burden. It's got to go. It's gotta go. Okay, let's move on. Thank you for those readings, or those messages, excuse me, for Sagittarius. Let's move on to Leo. Let's move on to Leo, and then we'll close off with Aries. What messages do we have for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising? Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Messages for today and for the weekend. Food for thought for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Seven of Cups in reverse. Let's get your whole row out. Eight of Pentacles. Four. Oh, look at that. Very interesting. Four of Wands and the Eight of... You guys saw me shuffle. And the Eight of Swords also coming out for Leo, with the Four of Swords on the bottom of the deck. The fire signs really have to let go. Letting go. Oh, you're very welcome, Marianne. Very, very welcome. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading today. I'm so glad it resonated for you and that you were present for the messages. Leo. Leo, Leo, Leo. Okay, you've got to shift your way of thinking as well. All right, Sagittarius just got an earful about that. Now, Leo, it's your turn. This is a time where you could be feeling blocked by indecision or fear of making the wrong choice. I'm seeing that in the Seven of Cups and in the Eight of Swords. You've got to remember your true abilities here, Leo. I feel like you have forgotten who you are and what you are a master at when I see that Eight of Pentacles. Okay, this Eight of Pentacles is showing me that you are a master at something. Okay, you have the ability to do something that's in alignment with your soul's purpose. But for some reason, you've started to doubt yourself. Something has gotten in your head that's causing you to be afraid and blocked by insecurity when you're actually a master. You are a master. And so it's very, very interesting. Really interesting that something has got you not seeing that you're a master at something and that you've got a divine talent here. You're forgetting the importance of something and you're getting caught up in the drama. You're feeling disconnected. You almost need to re-devote yourself to your craft. You need to re-devote yourself to your craft, whatever it is that you do. And this will be different for every Leo listening, but every Leo listening should know what this is for them. And the question this reading is guiding you towards is, why have you disconnected from this? Are you comparing yourself to others? Are you sort of feeling like you're not moving forward for some reason? Perhaps you're needing to dive deeper into your practice, not to become disconnected from it. But I feel like there's a limiting belief at work here for you right now, Leo, and it's not serving you. Let's see what your second row will reveal to us here for Leo. Ace of Pentacles. Yep, there's some way you're gonna take this to the next level. You need a new beginning for yourself here. Yep, because if you keep on doubting yourself, you're gonna start experiencing loss and rejection and a lack of grounding. And that's not gonna serve you. You could be just chasing, this happens from time to time. It's no judgment. You could just be chasing money right now. And as a result, you're no longer connected to something that's greater than just the almighty buck. And so there is an opportunity for you to shift this. But I feel like it's going to involve you rededicating yourself to something and to reconnect to yourself here. Queen of Swords in reverse. Something has got you feeling jaded and aloof. And, I wonder if you experienced a setback and then you sort of threw out the baby with the bathwater. Do you know what I mean? Don't do that. There's a baby in that bathwater. There's some gold in there. Just because you weren't successful at something doesn't mean it's time to abandon ship. I feel like there is a new beginning here, but you're sort of, something may have happened to make you feel like you had to shift gears completely. And as a result, there's the King of Pentacles. It's interesting. You really need to tap into that confidence in yourself. Bottom of the deck is the 4. So yeah, you're afraid to let go of something. You don't want to. It's almost like you have the miser vibe happening right now, Leo, where you're like, if I let go of any of these coins, I'm never getting them back. Once I invest myself in something or invest my time, energy, and money in something, I'm never going to get it back. This is an attitude of scarcity that could lead to losses. And you've got a lot of opportunity here, so focus on that. We need to bring gratitude back in here because you're starting to get jaded and maybe a touch bitter. And that's not serving you. This is going to keep you down. This isn't going to help you rise and to thrive. We need thriving energy here. We need confidence, and we need this belief that it's an infinite universe that's always abundant and always trying to serve us. But sometimes it's our own limited beliefs that get in the way. And I feel like that's what this reading is saying, Leo. Let's see what you need to surrender or surrender to in order to thrive again, in order to reach your highest timeline and feel confident instead of feeling lack mentality, right? What does Leo need to surrender? You might need to sort of not see things as a sacrifice. What do you need to surrender or surrender to? Okay. Yes, and bottom of the deck. Okay, very interesting. So you are needing to remember the magic of who you are. You're a master, for goodness sakes, with that 8 of Pentacles. Have you forgotten? It says here, we all have magic in us, even in the mundane aspects of life. Remember that you are a magical being with uniqueness and worth that comes from just being you. Why have you forgotten this? Surrender to non-action. It says here, now is the time to be still. We did see that sort of energy here, that it's time to reevaluate things. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. Focusing on your own power. Very empowering message at a time where I feel like you're feeling lack and loss and sort of this idea that, I don't know, that the magic is gone for some reason. It says here, surrender your need to always being right. I feel like that's interesting, that maybe you're focused too much on needing to be right instead of just focusing on your craft and remembering the magic within you that's always there, regardless of what you might be thinking about yourself. You are worthy and unique, Leo, and I feel like you may have forgotten that. Maybe you're over-focused on needing to be right about something. You're focused on the worst case scenario. Instead, you just need to be still. Do your thing, focus on yourself, and sort of release other people right now. Let them come to you. The ones that are in alignment with your journey right now will come, but you've got some limiting beliefs to release here. Very interesting. I'll leave it at that for you, Leo. Sending you love and light, my friends. Okay, Aries is up next, and that's our final reading for today. It's been so nice returning to the live readings. I really enjoy them. Okay, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Oops. Let's see what messages. Let's shuffle that again and see what messages we have for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Aries. What's coming up for Aries? For today, for the weekend. Ooh, Temperance. Ooh, the moon in reverse. What's going on, Aries? Let's get your other 2 cards out. Oh, you got 4 cards coming out. Let's take them all. It's the end of the reading. It's getting deep for Aries here. Okay. Aries, we've got a situation here that is karmic in nature. It's karmic in nature. It's going to lead to a transformation if you can sort of not see things as a loss. You've got to shift things. This may be a perceived loss, but it's actually moving you towards a really beautiful timeline here where you'll be in balance and where things are sort of moving along the lines of where they need to go so that you can experience this transformative Page of Cups. What's on the bottom of the deck is the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles, my dears, is Taurus energy. And I'm giggling because it's Taurus. And Sarah, I'm thinking about you. This is intriguing. So this could involve a Taurus, and it could also involve a Gemini. But I feel the Taurus energy quite strongly. We also have that Five of Pentacles as Taurus. Now, what does it mean when we see the moon in reverse? Because I sort of made a little fuss about that. That means that right now fear could be blocking you. Okay, you might be thinking in a very linear way. You might be thinking A to B equals C. Well, maybe it doesn't. Maybe A and B takes you all the way to F or G. Do you know what I mean? Like when the Wheel of Fortune is involved, you can't question things or think in too much of a linear way, because you're being moved around karmically when you see the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune is fate and destiny. So sometimes our human minds want to think everything is very linear, but something from the past could be making its way back. And I say that because it may be something that you wrote off as a loss. Do you know what I mean? Oh, there's a Gemini in this too. Sarah, this is your reading. So there may be something that you had thought was gone and lost forever. And it could be coming back. And it could be coming back in a way that leads to a really transformative and balanced new beginning. And you just have to be patient. This is not something that you're going to be able to change the timing of. Oh, okay, we'll see you on YouTube, Sarah. No problem. Have a great day. This is really a time where you might need to be patient and trust the timing of these events. You know what I mean? Don't try and force this. You're not going to be able to. You could be missing some signs and synchronicities that are sort of coming around here to guide you. You might be very sensitive emotionally right now, and that could be creating that fear, that block. You're really needing to stay in balance, trust that anything that leaves has got to go, and anything that returns may be returning because there's something to learn from that experience. Do you know what I mean? And it's very interesting. I feel like you're moving towards balance. You're moving towards balance here. Let's get your second row out. Aries, Ace of Cups. Yeah, I'm telling you, there's a new beginning on the horizon here. You just got to trust this and breathe. Even if you feel uncomfortably energetically, ground. Don't start thinking about worst case scenarios. Listen to that inner voice. Right? Trust that you're always being guided here. There's the Queen of Wands. That's a very beautiful and very sensual energy to receive. On top of the Lovers, I mean, wow. That's some hot stuff, my friends. You're burning a constant flame here. There is something that's really meant for you that's stepping in. But you've got to be patient and just let this happen on the timing that is destined. Let's see what comes on the Wheel of Fortune here. Yeah, the Page of Rods in reverse, where it can be very self-sabotagey if you try to force anything. No self-sabotage. We don't want to force things. We need things to just happen as they will. Let's see what's going to clarify that. Page of Cups in reverse. We don't need delays here. There's Cancer energy with that Chariot. So exercising focused energy, exercising your willpower, resisting the urge to sort of complicate things and have a battle of egos. Resist it. Really focus your energy this weekend, Aries, and tap into this idea of not needing to fight. Surrender any sort of battles you might feel like you need to have and just chill, trusting. Chilled and trusting. That's the name of the game. You don't need to feel helpless or trapped by old stories like this Eight of Swords in reverse. You can be free of that in the present and vibe high like this Queen of Rods. constantly reinventing yourself based on your passions, your will, where you feel joy and where you feel your highest vibration. Really confident and bold, expressive. And it's like you're really in your power. You're really leaning in here. But as far as what you are in control of, we need to let go of these limiting beliefs. We need to surrender this need to sort of make things happen by force. You don't need to live that life. This is all about you sort of surrendering limiting beliefs, Aries, and tapping into your own power and being empowered, staying balanced, staying authentic, making choices around what makes you feel joy, boldness, confidence. You really needing to listen to that inner voice and not see things as losses. I can't help but think something could be coming around the corner here if you can surrender that. With that moon energy, there is way more going on than you see on the surface. Let's see what Aries needs to surrender or surrender to. Surrender to prayer. Beautiful. Bottom of the deck is surrender to passion. Isn't that interesting? Because of that queen I was saying as she landed on the Lovers. Surrendering to prayer and to passion. Prayer says here, give yourself over completely to prayer. Don't try and force things, right? When you pray from your heart, you will be heard through the universe, and the answers and support will arrive. We also see get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. I love that. That's your Queen of Rods energy. Focus on people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. This is really a time to step out of your own way. Don't self-sabotage by trying to force things. Set your intentions, follow your passions, and let the rest unfold as it will, my friends, and trust that all will be well. What a wonderful set of readings, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me for today's live reading. You will be able to see the replay here on Instagram and later on YouTube on my channel. You can find the link to my channel in my bio through my website. I'm sending you so much love and light, my friends. Have a wonderful weekend. Take care.